Hi, I'm Mary Kramer with Imagine Miracles. I wanted to take this special opportunity to tell you a little bit about Vince Kramer, my husband and business partner, and the group of entities he channels called the Round Table. Vince is what is called a conscious channel. So he moves aside, raises his vibration to an incredible level, and these energies made up of archangels, ascended masters, and your guides come through him and use his actual body and his vocal cords. And they're going to explain a little bit more about that. And my first question for them is to share with us who they are and talk about high vibration and how channeling works and why they're here.
Well, greetings to each and every one of you. So many questions that you ask all in one. First of all, let us share with you that, as Mary shared earlier, we're a group of energies that come together to support those interested in the human race of finding themselves and stepping into their lives in a way that supports what they brought into this world at their birth. So when we say a group of energies, we are the representative energies of each and every one of you at a higher vibration. And at that higher vibration, we have the ability to see the past, the present, and the future. We have the ability to tap into divine knowledge. We have the ability to see how your actions in this now will lead to the experiences and the circumstances that show up in your life in the future. We truly are a group of energies that are associated with the people that we are channeling through, in this case, Vince, as well as channeling to, is in this case, the people who are watching this video, as well as you, Mary, and anyone who comes in contact with this video in the future. So what we are doing is we understand where this video will go. We understand where this video will show up. And these guides are all sitting around the table. The one thing that's unique about channeling through Vince, he's able to allow the range of frequencies to be big enough that we also bring in what you would call the higher self, or the soul of each individual that's taking part in the channeling, so that soul or that higher self has the opportunity to talk one-on-one with an individual or in a group to the whole group in a way that supports the individual in their 3D experience. We call ourselves the Round Table because we want you, just like King Arthur and his knights, we want you to understand is that as we sit around the table with you, we sit around the table with you as equals, all destined and all pointed in the direction of expanding source energy, of expanding universal energy. And it is our job and our gift to you to help you on that journey. And it is your job and your gift to truly expand the energy, because the energy is expanded in the lower dimensions.
By lower dimensions, you mean?
In the case of the Earth, the 3D dimensions. And all of you are moving from the third to the fifth to the sixth to the third to the second. You're moving amongst the energy streams. But as a whole, the 3D experience, the physical, emotional, and mental experience that you're having in your 3D bodies here on Earth is truly what creates the expansion of universal energy.
And can you share with us why you picked Vince to be the channel at this particular time?
Well, honestly, he chose this experience before he was born, just like each and every one of you chose your experience on this earth plane, and how you were going to show up and what you were going to deliver to to the world through your gifts and talents. So when we say he chose it, Vince chose to share this knowledge as it comes in and as it's made available to him in many different ways. And one of those ways is the programs that are offered through Imagine Miracles, which the information that's coming in through channelings, the information that Vince has learned through other mentors who have brought their gifts and talents into the world in a way to share them. But also because as we were sharing the information through Vince, actually to Vince initially, on what your programs are based on and how to share this divine knowledge and how to share and tap into this information with other people, the circumstances in Vince's life, as you know, led to you asking him if he was willing to try to let the energies just come through him. And as he opened up that channel, it was initially difficult for him, but Vince has learned how to hold a fairly high vibration and allow us to come through at a vibration that can talk to each and every person listening to us through him at many different levels. Because of the higher vibration that he can hold, we can bring the information in at a greater level and then, shall we say, influence you or imprint you or give you a transmission of energy that as you expand and grow, you can uncover a different layer of the messages that we share through him. Also, one of the things that was very, very beneficial to us coming through him and very beneficial for him is that who he is as a person and the jobs that he has held in your 3D world allowed him to learn how to compartmentalize and step aside. So in being able to compartmentalize, the energy comes through at a more unfiltered level. Now, we're not saying that the information doesn't get filtered from time to time through Vince, but what we do know at this point and up to this point, it's not been influenced by him, the energy coming through. So that was very helpful for us in choosing someone like this. The third reason that we want to share is just like Vince not believing in channeling before the episode where he was introduced to it for the first time, and just like Vince in his non-believing of something like this being true or that it could actually happen, someone who was a man's man, if you will, a football player, a sports player, a military officer, a military pilot, and somebody who flies commercially, that person allowing the energies to come through changes the credibility a little bit and opens our audience up, if you will.
I know that all of us out there hear about how we have to do our inner work. And I'd love for you, Roundtable, to reflect on how Vince doing his own work, his own transformational personal work, has benefited not only Imagine Miracles, but benefited the way that you can come through him.
What we'll share with you, Mary, that as each of you, as you say, do your work, it's moving you closer to living what some would call your why, some would call your mission, what we and Imagine Miracles call your divine intent. Actually discovering why you've lived the life that you've lived, understanding why you've developed the beliefs that you've developed, why you've experienced the different people in your life, understanding all of that, bringing yourself into a higher vibration, opens you up to share that mission or that divine intent more. So it was, first of all, a necessity for Vince to do his work because, as you know, Vince is here to help raise the vibration of the world. Vince is here to help open hearts and to really help people understand that they can bring information through them just as he's bringing through him. Maybe in a different way, most probably in a different way, but at least to help them know that. So those three things that he's here to do and share, he had to learn to do that himself, first of all, and he had to bring himself through the experiences of his past and understanding why they all came together so he could share his gifts and talents to others. And that then will allow them to share their gifts and talents, but they have him to help him on that journey. They have you to help them on that journey as they learn how to look at old beliefs, why their egos are part of their lives, how their egos can affect them going forward. And it's essential for each and every person to learn that. And it's becoming more and more essential that people learn it sooner rather than later. Because as the energy and the vibration of your earth is increasing, it's time for people to follow in that increased energy. And if they don't, then that's where there's a lot of experiences of what we like to call chaos. The weather issues that you have, the numbers of deaths and things that really help those who hold a lower vibration leave this existence.
You mentioned that we all can and need to bring in our ability to channel in our own way. Would you talk about what that means? What does it mean to channel and for the general population? And why do we want that goal?
So we're going to use our own definition of channeling, which is different than you might see in dictionaries or metaphysical books or on your Google. But what we want to share with channeling is truly just connecting to the higher vibrations of your energy stream, the energy stream that you are representing on Earth, to tap into thoughts that have been thought before, understandings that have been discovered before, divine knowledge, if you will, to help you on your journey of uncovering exactly why you're here and then sharing that in a world so others can share their reason for being here also. So the true answer in all of that is that each and every one of you has access to this information, and you have access to it in your own way. Now, because of beliefs, because of societal directions, because of some societal, even if you will, persecutions of people that tapped into this information or shared that they tapped into this information in the past, is still carried in each and every one of you. So the fear, first of all, is there something wrong that if I do tap into this knowledge? And secondly, then, what am I really tapped into the knowledge, or am I just hearing another voice that I hear in my head all the time? As you know, the sub-personalities that you've developed through your life to protect you, to keep you safe, to keep you away from being hurt, if you will, those voices have been heard over and over in your head over your lifetime. No matter how old you are, once you get past that place of maybe even 3 or 4 years old, when you develop that first sub-personality to protect you, you start hearing these voices. So when the people who are more clairvoyant, if you will, start hearing the voices, they question on, is it a voice of a guide, or is it a voice of an ego personality? The same thing with people who see pictures, and in seeing pictures, they question on whether that's a picture they made up or is a picture that was actually given to them. Or people who are clairsentient and feel in their body or feel a touch, they question on, is that just a muscle reaction or whatever? So it's not just tapping into this information, but it's learning to trust the information and learning to trust yourself that you are tapping into it.
I know that it's been quite a journey for me to trust the images I receive and the feelings I have. It's been quite a process. You mentioned societal beliefs, etc. Are you referring to what a lot of us call the collective? And if so, can you explain that?
Well, yes. First of all, you are an energy, and in that energy, you have your frequency. And your frequency can be raised or lowered at your choice. Sometimes it's a subconscious or unconscious choice to allow your vibration to lower. Well, each individual in your world, and truly everything in your world, has a vibration. Now, individuals, the human beings, the human race, if you will, are the ones, because of their conscious mind, because of their reasoning mind, because of holding beliefs and living through beliefs and holding on to things, and ego personalities. There's a range of vibration that individuals experience and individuals hold. But you put all the individuals together into a society, or as you say, a collective, all those vibrations coming together also hold a certain vibration. Then the vibration of the collective is the same as some, higher than some, lower than some in your world. So that collective vibration coming together is the vibration of the earthly experience right now, or the vibration of your club or your city or your country. Does that make sense?
It does.
But then also, you as an individual, as you were growing up, formed a set of beliefs based on your perceptions as a child on if you were given love, or if you felt safe, or if you felt nourished. And when something happened around you that made you feel good, you looked at that and you made a belief that if I do this, I will receive this. But also, if you were a loud little girl and was always going around screaming how excited you were and showing your happiness, but your father said that that was inappropriate and a child was to be seen and not heard, then you developed a perception that it was wrong to be loud, and then you developed a belief that you should be quiet and not speak your mind or not share how you feel. Well, those beliefs all build up over time, and you build a belief system. Well, the same thing happens for each individual. Just like their vibration, these beliefs build up in all these individuals. And when the individuals come together in a society, there are certain beliefs that are held in that society, a certain set of beliefs that are held in the collective. In a lot of ways, your laws are built on the beliefs of your collective group. In other ways, the overall energy and acceptance of people, and the overall working together as one in different nations has been affected by the collective vibration and the collective beliefs.
Well, thank you. Before we end this episode together, do you have a parting message?
We want to share that each and every one of you are special, and in understanding you're special, and bring truly a mission into this world when you were born. It's time for you to understand that the inputs that you're getting from the outside world is not truly a reflection of who you can be. But as you move into more of who you can be and why you're here, you'll start attracting more into your life that is a reflection of who you are and why you're here. And it's really time for you to start living that. It's the time on the earth to start living it. It's the time for your society, your collective, as you call it, to start living it. And it's time for each and every individual to start living it. And we want you to know that you have access to your guides. You have access to the higher vibrations. You have access to what we call the divine knowledge. And that will help you on this journey. We also want you to know that each and every one of you are loved by your guides, by the other energies, and you are supported in this journey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Vince and I intend to be back with more episodes. We would certainly appreciate your comments below, your questions. I personally will be looking for them and replying to them, and that will give me great information to bring you the next filming of this, of the roundtable and of Vince and me. Thank you so much.
Stay.
Namaste.